Folks, we've made it back around to the front of the Bronco, and Ricky, I would love for you to tell me about the powertrain of this truck.
Absolutely. Let's open this thing up.
Let's get the hood up so we can take a look at it.
Get that propped right in there.
Now, I noticed this one says EcoBoost on the top of it. Can you tell me a little bit about this motor that's in this truck?
I would like to nickname this thing EcoBeast.
It is an EcoBeast. I drove this truck.
So it is a 1.5 liter EcoBoost engine, Randy, and what that means, you have a smaller displacement, but that turbo is really making up for your power. You have 181 horsepower, 190 pound-feet of torque.
Right.
And I know what you're thinking. It just doesn't, you need to drive it.
Right.
You absolutely need to drive it because there's not a bit of power lost from this engine.
No.
At the same time, it is paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission with selectable GOAT modes. Goes over any type of terrain, GOAT modes. Right. And then also optional based on trim level is a 2-liter EcoBoost version as well. So you get a little bit more power if you wanted it. But again, you really need to drive this engine to know you're going to be happy with this, with everything it's going to give you power-wise.
Most folks, if you can't tell from the pictures, it is snowed outside in Oklahoma, and we found a spot where we could run it through the snow and actually turn the GOAT mode dial to snow mode. Makes it real simple. You remember the old days you had to turn the hubs and pull the handle?
Yes.
You don't have to do that with this vehicle. Now, Ricky, so this particular vehicle right here, you talked about, it's got the 1.7.
Yep, okay. 1.5.
1.5.
Got a 1.5.
1.5. Normal driving, what kind of fuel economy am I going to get?
So I think that's what Ford has really embodied with this EcoBoost. Smaller engine, you have the turbo. What that all equals, you don't lose power, but you also, at the same time, you have all this power, you have great fuel economy as well. So you're going to average 24 city, 28 highway for an overall total of 26 miles to the gallon.
Fantastic. And I got a challenge for you. For any of you that thinks that 1.5 is not enough, come down and drive this truck.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely amazing. Hey, I tell you what, are you ready to show me some of the inside of this truck?
I would love to show you some of the technology. You'll be surprised.
Perfect, thank you. All right, folks, here we are. We've made it to the inside of the Bronco Sport, and we're going to get Ricky to tell us all about it. I tell you what, Ricky, I am looking around in here. The styling in here is absolutely amazing. I mean, we've got the Bronco logo incorporated in everything.
Yeah, I think Ford did an incredible job of making sure the Bronco brand holds true.
Right.
And we're really proud of it. Not just Ford, but us as Riverside Ford of Tulsa. We're really proud of the Bronco and how they've gone through and tied in that heritage all the way around in the smallest of ways.
Let's talk about some of this technology. I'm looking around here on the steering wheel. There's a little button right here that looks like a driving lane. What is this?
That is going to be your lane keeping technology, Randy. So when you're starting to drift lanes, it will actually keep you in between those lines. It's going to give you a little bit of a warning saying, hey, correct yourself. And if you don't correct yourself, it's smart enough to do it for you.
Okay, so wait. It's like my wife. It's going to correct me as I'm driving down the road?
It is going to correct you 100%, and that comes free of charge for you, Randy.
Free of charge, all right.
With that being said, Randy, you also have lane centering. So it's not just lane keeping. Lane centering is going to keep you in the middle of the lane. Now, it's not driving for you, but it is going to do everything it can to make sure that you're as safe as possible while driving this vehicle.
Right, and it looks to me like, right here on the steering wheel, I can control just about everything. Audio, cruise control, and I noticed this particular cruise control, this is not just plain cruise. What is this?
No, sir, it is adaptive cruise control. So you're going to be able to set the car length distance that you want in between you and the vehicle ahead of you.
Right.
So what does that mean? You know how it is on traffic, 169, Highway 75. They're all rough during those 5 p.m. traffic hours, early morning hours. With that adaptive cruise, it's going to allow you to set it and forget it. So you set the distance and the car will slow down for you. It will come all the way to a complete stop for you if you want it to, Randy.
Perfect.
And once it stops, traffic picks up, guess what? The car automatically picks up and gets right back to where it was going as well. So creating as seamless of a driving experience as possible.
Tell me about this screen.
So you have a Sync 3 8-inch display. It's Ford's bread and butter. I think they have some of the best technology out there, hands down. With that display, you're going to have navigation, Apple CarPlay, things to really make life just a little bit easier. And it's super user-friendly.
Yes, it is.
You don't have to guess and things along those lines. It's very straightforward. Phone, nav, music selections. It's very, very easy. Friendly to use.
And it's even easy for a guy like me. And folks, I have an eye problem, okay? I have an iPhone, an iWatch, an iPad, and they all give me problems, okay? So the great thing about this is it's simple touch screen, or a lot of it I can voice command.
You can voice command almost everything, and that's one thing with the technology as well. You can't mess it up.
Right.
I know on a computer you can hit the wrong buttons. This is a computer,
Been there.
but you don't have to worry about that. If you do something wrong, the system will tell you, hey, I can't do that.
Right.
Here's what you need to do for me to be able to do it. But
Right.
everything can be controlled by your voice.
I can play music from my phone because it Bluetooths to the system.
Yes.
Or Ford sent me one of these handy dandy little drives,
I like that.
and I can plug it in to the USB port, and it'll actually play the music from here through this system. So I can make my own mixtape, if you will, okay, and carry it with me anywhere I want to go.
Yes, you can. Ford actually says that's the best way to get the best audio quality is through a USB.
Right.
So if you have that option, and there's nothing wrong doing Bluetooth. Bluetooth
Right.
works just fine.
Right.
But Ford says if you want the best audio quality, use a USB drive.
And we were playing with the navigation yesterday. It's seamless. You know, I was able to actually just touch the screen, ask it for a coffee shop, and it showed me where the closest one was. I
And
mean, it
you
was
can use your
seamless.
voice for that too, like we were
Yes, you
saying
can.
earlier. You can ask for points of interest and things along those lines. You can hotkey your home address, your work
Right.
address.
Now, this says phone. What does my phone have to do with this?
So when your phone is Bluetooth to the vehicle,
Right?
I use it every day on my way home. You can either use the touchscreen, or again, you can use those voice commands.
Right.
I hit the voice command button. I say call Bert.
Right.
That's my wife, Bert.
Bert.
And it does it for me. It says calling Bert on cell, and we have a great conversation. And you don't have feedback. You don't have a clear, obvious, oh, he's in a car,
Right.
it sounds terrible. No, it sounds great.
So if you call your wife Bert, does she call you Ernie? Bert and Ernie?
Ernie is actually, you would think so, but they nicknamed my daughter Ernie for some reason. so.
Fantastic. I tell you what, let's, what do you say we walk around, maybe look at some stuff toward the back of the truck?
Absolutely. I have some things in the rear I'd love to show you.
Perfect.